I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. It says I'm live. Let's see here. So it is my lunch live, and I have, of course, a list to talk about. And usually on my lunch live, I've always tried to talk about healthy eating. I have maybe a little bit of healthy eating to talk about, but I've got a whole list of other stuff to talk about today. So some of it's healthy eating. If I can get this to stand up, I'm trying to get my little list to stand up here on a little thing so I don't have to try to look for it. So I've got some things to talk about healthy eating. And so until I get some people in here, I may go ahead and talk about one thing, maybe possibly controversial, but it shouldn't be. Hey, Christy, yes, the weather is, I know it's worse down there, but we are getting a lot of strong wind from it. And I think it's going to rain here about 2:30, 3 o'clock. But right now it's so windy. I have been hearing stuff hit the house. I'm sure it's branches and stuff. But one thing, I heard something metal hit the house, and I went out and looked, and it was one of the dog food. We had a metal dog food bowl out there, and that dog food bowl had flew up and hit the house and was, you know, 20 feet away from where it belongs. Excuse me. So the real quick one thing, healthy eating wise, I want to talk about is Bobby Kennedy, RFK Jr., and what he's doing. And I'm really, really hoping that he changes some things. And I was talking to someone yesterday. I don't remember who I was talking to about the like other countries don't have a lot of the stuff we have, like um, a lot of our food has red dye or blue dye that they've linked to cancer. They pretty much know they cause cancer, but we still use them. And other countries use other dyes, like they use beet juice instead of red dye, you know, and things like that. And so I'm really hoping that he can get some of that going here. And I think he will if they give him enough room to do some of that. But I'm really hoping that he is going to get a lot of our stuff banned that are bad for you. But in saying that, I feel like I saw a meme or a reel that somebody was saying um, people are going to be mad because Bobby Kennedy or RFK Jr. is going to get a lot of stuff banned that's bad for us. But then that means you're not going to be able to buy, what was it? It was something, it was a certain food. Oh, I know. It was protein shakes. Our protein shakes that a lot of people are using right now have all kinds, a whole list of ingredients in it, and some of it's chemical, and we think it's great for us, and everybody's on the protein shake kick, and I have been too. But I did go ahead and swap over to a powdered one. It's by Paleo Valley, and it is a powdered protein, kind of like the protein drinks, only it's powdered, and it doesn't have very many ingredients. It's basic, real basic, and so a lot of those protein shakes that you buy pre-made has a whole list of ingredients. And this guy was saying, "Well, you're not going to be able to get your protein shakes. He's going to ban some of that stuff, and you're not going to be able to get. They're going to have to make it healthier. That's what's going to happen. He's going to get some of those ingredients banned, and it's going to be probably hard to get some of that stuff for a while until they figure out how to make it healthier." And I'm really hoping he goes at that full force because we need it, even though we still buy those things. A lot of most, most of the candy that we buy that we're, feeding our kids and grandkids has red dye or blue dye. And in other countries, they make those things with more natural ingredients that are better for them, some other countries. And that's what we need to do here. But some people's going to be mad. There's people that's going to be mad that he's trying to make their kids healthier. You know, is that not crazy? Just like with the Elon Musk thing, he's finding all kinds of money that was being, whatever, misused or however you want to put it. Even a whole lot of Social Security that was going to people that were 150 years old, and he's stopping that. And people are mad. Like, what? Are you crazy? It's the TSD, I'm telling you. It's TSD, Trump Derangement Syndrome. So, anyway, okay, so I'll move past that. Let me read some comments. Christy said, "Oh, I should go pick up the dog bowls." I was just telling, I know some of y'all are just coming on. When I first got on here, Christy said, watching the weather down here, she's only about, I think she's about 2 hours from me and further south, and it's getting bad down there. It's very windy here, and we're going to get rain and we're just going to get thunderstorms, I think, not serious stuff, but it's pretty windy. And I heard something hit the house. I've heard a lot of little things hit the house that are branches and stuff, but I heard something loud hit the house, and it was one of the dog bowls. The wind had picked up one of the metal dog bowls outside and hit the house with it, and it flew it. So she's gonna go pick up her dog bowls. Kathy is here in the car watching, but can't text. Okay, I'm glad you're listening, Kathy. Hope everything's going good for you. I hope you're doing good. I talked to you yesterday, I believe, and your foot was better. Well, you were on live yesterday. What am I saying? You were on live yesterday. Yes, lots of that is banned in other countries. Yes. And I've really seen that a lot lately of other countries, people in other countries coming online and telling us, we don't have that here. That's banned here. And it's because they have healthier stuff. And I tell you, um one of my daughters has a friend that she talks to online that is in the UK. And she came over for a visit last year or year before last, probably year before last. It's probably been 2 years. She came over for a summer for a week and stayed with my daughter. And that's the first time they'd met in person, and it was really cool. And my daughter took her around and showed her everything. And they went to Walmart, and this girl was shocked at how many cereals we have. And she had said they only have like 10 choices over there. They have like their cereal aisle is little because you've only got like 10 choices. And we have a whole aisle full of crap. And I'm assuming it's because theirs are healthier. They just don't have as much of that crap. They have basic cereal, and here's your 10 choices. And people are going to be mad about that, but that's how it should be. And I'm looking forward to it. I hope he goes at it full force and bans some of that stuff. Anyway, let me read some more. Got good. A lot of those are bad. Yes. Somebody's trying to call me. I'm not going to answer it. I'm glad my son stopped drinking those energy drinks. Yes, I had one of my daughters drinks energy drinks all the time, and I wish she would quit. And then one of my granddaughters has been drinking them, and I don't like those at all. I think they're so bad for you. He should give them a deadline to change the formula. Yeah, give them time to change. Yeah, and I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will give them a deadline and say, okay, by this a year from now, you've got to have healthier stuff in your food. If they would just cut down some of the lists, some of those lists of foods are this long, and half of them you can't pronounce, and they could do better. Uh, Vampires are alive. One was over 300 years. Oh, you're talking about the Social Security. So they found the Social Security where people were getting Social Security. I know what you're talking about, and was over 300 years old. Yeah, sucking the money out of the our taxes. Yeah. Anyway, all the stuff going all the stuff going around that we are going to lose our benefits, people get scared. Well, I don't believe half of that, I mean, I don't believe all that. I think a lot of that is just the Democrats trying to scare people, you know. Trump said that Medicaid, Social Security, and SNAP benefits are not going to be affected. Yep, I wish people would get over it. Yeah, that's the Democrats trying to spread fear. New Hope Baptist Church. I bet that's my preacher. You sure it's not Lee trying to get in the house? He will probably be getting off early because it's so windy and gonna rain. I think he will probably be getting off early, trying to get in the house. I might lock him out. Hey, Julie Cook. I don't know if I said hi to everybody. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Christy Betts, Kathy, I said hi to. Nancy, our treasured home. Julie Cook, and New Hope Baptist Church. I bet that's my preacher. So I won't talk bad about him today. So we'll have to skip that part on my list. I'll mark that out and not talk bad about him today. We aggravate each other, but he aggravates me too. So, what was the boss man's problem last week? He sure burned up your phone. Yes, he has got some new ideas. Oh, that's on my list. That's on my list. I'm going to tell y'all about that. We'll go ahead and talk about that real quick. So my boss has some new ideas of some things he's doing, and I'm not happy with a couple of them. But one good thing, he thinks he has somebody to come in and um, learn my job, take my spot, and I can just go. But like we've been doing this for 3 years. This has been supposed to happen for 3 years now. He has somebody he really thinks is going to come take some of my work so that I can just write. So I would just be writing, and we discussed it, and I really want to just freelance write, and so that way I won't be on the payroll. I will just get paid for what I write. And I had much rather do that. But we've been supposed to do that for 3 years. And every time he hires somebody to do that, they last 2 weeks and quit. So we'll see. I'm hoping, I'm praying and hoping, and I truly believe that it's I believe it's in the Lord's will for me to not work there anymore. We'll see. Anyway, um, uh, love you, my joyous sister. That would be wonderful, Teresa. The right person hasn't come along yet. I hope this is the right person because I'm ready. So let's see. I'm going to kind of get to my list a little bit here. So, some other things that the boss is doing. So, one of the things that he's talking about doing is using AI. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of that, but my boss is thinking about using some AI for some of our newspaper stuff. He's also cutting the newspaper down because of paper, because of the tariffs on Canada, and we get newspaper print mostly from Canada. and they think that the newspaper print will go up way up higher because of the tariffs. And so he's going to go ahead and start cutting back on the paper. So that's fine, whatever. We're going to squeeze in the most important things and leave out some of the filler junk that nobody cares about anyway. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I kind of, I'm okay with cutting the paper down, but using AI for some of it, I'm a little, no, I don't like that. But, whatever. I'm not going to be there much longer, so I don't care. I don't care. I'm not going to be there much longer, and I don't read the paper anyway. So I don't care. Um, I don't know about this AI stuff. I don't like it. I don't like it. He has already been playing with it to see, like, it can make a list of the events happening in our area, so that people send in their calendar events, and I compile them by county and put them in the paper. And he has been playing with having AI just look on, I guess it looks online and finds all the events and compiles them itself. And he's been doing some of that. So I don't know. I don't know. That's just weird to me. And I'm like, okay, not every event is online. I have people send me events for maybe their church is having a cookout and things like that. AI's not going to know that or be able to find that. I don't think. Maybe it will. I don't know. But anyway, so that's kind of, I don't like that at all. But I'm not going to be doing it maybe much longer, hopefully. So I will not care. Okay, let's see. I'm going to move on. Guess I don't really understand why this problem with Canada. I think a lot of it, honestly, a lot of that is Trump playing chess, as they say. He's trying to get these other countries to, do things that help us instead of us helping everybody else. They need to help us some. So he's like, okay, we're going to put a tariff on your stuff. Like they don't have to pay much money to sell their products here or import their products here. And so he's saying, oh, we're going to put a tariff, which charges them, say, like kind of like tax to bring their stuff here and sell it. And I guess I think that he's just trying to get them to be like, oh, okay, we'll do what you say. We'll help you out. We'll do whatever it is you're trying to get us to do, like with Mexico, trying to get them to stop letting all those people across the border. So we were going to tariff them, put tariff on their goods, and some of it's worked. Some of the places he's already done that with, it's worked. So he's just one step ahead of them. I think, my opinion. I think he's just one step ahead of all of them as far as business wise. You know what I mean? He's a businessman, a very good businessman, and knows how to do that stuff. So anyway, let's see. Kathy's going into Hobby Lobby now. um, let's see. I'm trying to read. I guess I don't really. Oh, I read that. I just in my lifetime don't remember having Canada or England mad at us. Well, because we've done for them. We've helped them and done for them, and they don't do for us. And that's his point is y'all got to start doing for us too. Or at least doing what we ask you to do about not letting illegals come in right straight through your border. I think they're doing a great job. I do too. And I'm very excited about RFK Jr. I'm very excited. I think Bobby Kennedy, RFK Jr., is going to do some good stuff, I believe. I hope. I pray. Okay, so let's move on. Newsletters. Member newsletters will go out Friday. I'm going to work on those tomorrow and Thursday and get them mailed out Friday. So anybody that is a member, I don't think anybody on here right now is, maybe, but if anybody sees it later, if you're a member, newsletters will go out Friday. Kathy's already out of Hobby. You didn't stay in Hobby Lobby long, girl. No. One of the big tech giants is coming to America. It was announced yesterday. Eli Lilly Pharmaceuticals is coming back, and so is Apple. You know, he done that before. Listen, when Trump was in there before, he got a lot of companies to come back and start, manufacturing here. And um, and yes, I believe he's going to do that again. Anyway, that was quick, Kathy. It's not letting me text you guys, right? No, we're seeing it. We're seeing you. Hello, Jesus is Lord. Barb. I couldn't think for a minute. Barb. Okay. Newsletters. Gardening. We put onions in the ground. Lee put onions in the ground yesterday, I think. Yes, yesterday Lee put onions in. We didn't have onion sets. We couldn't find any onion sets right here close, so he had to go to Paducah and get onion sets. So he put them in yesterday. And I've got cabbage and broccoli going, and I'm fixing to put in. I'm fixing to start tomatoes and peppers inside, and then I'm going to go ahead. I saw where I have a Clyde's calendar, but Clyde's calendar is about 2 weeks off for us. So, according to Clyde's calendar, if I back up 2 weeks, I can go ahead and put in lettuce and spinach and kale and Swiss chard and radishes. So I'm fixing to do that, but I haven't had time. I got to work, but I'll probably maybe get to do that. Maybe Thursday I'll get to do that. Let's see. Stay safe with this weather. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to get really bad for some down further south. It's like I said, it's very windy here and supposed to rain, but I don't think we're going to get the storms like some. I had 2 cousins that worked for Eli Lilly until the late 80s, early 90s, and then they went overseas. Went straight back to the back to look for the thread to make the washcloths and pot holders, and they don't have any big ones. Cool, I have seeds coming, and I'm hoping to get some in the ground. We now have 2 geese hanging around. How do we get rid of them? How do we get rid of the geese? I don't know. I'm not sure how you would get rid of the geese. May have to relocate them. Somebody may have to catch them and relocate them to a safer place or a better place. Watching the clouds too, Christy. Right now it's sunny, but the wind is bad. It's bad windy here. I don't know. Yeah, the sun's out somewhat. It's just very windy. Prayers for your garden, Nancy. So let's see. I'm not going to do a whole lot of tomatoes. I always do too many tomatoes, and I'm not going to do that many tomatoes this year. Lee won't eat tomatoes at all. He will not eat tomatoes in any form or fashion. Red tomatoes. He won't eat ketchup. He won't eat any kind of salsa, any kind of red sauce, nothing, not even ketchup. And so it's just me eating the tomatoes. Then I do use them sometimes for church, depending on what I'm making for church or for family get-togethers, maybe. But we just don't go through them. I have tons of canned tomatoes, so I just don't need much. But I am doing cabbage, broccoli. I'm going to do peppers. We don't eat a whole lot of hot peppers, but I do like to have the cayenne peppers for my pills for my arthritis. So I will be doing some of those, not a whole bunch. We do a lot of onions because we both love onions. Okay, let's see. Very windy here yesterday. Got some much needed rain. Not lots, but some. Geese have a mind of their own. My dogs were barking at Canadian geese on my pond, and the geese were floating around, not bothered at all. Last year it was moles, and this year is geese. It should be up to the apartment complex to get rid of them both. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. We do have some moles again. Uh, the last couple of years, I had a mole plant, they call it, and where, right in the vicinity of where I had the mole plant, they went away and weren't there. And now the mole plant died, and this year I'm already seeing some moles back in that area. So I guess you have to plant mole plants all over the place to for it to help. Have a lot of moles. Boo Kitty does catch them. Yeah, our cats catch them sometimes. We've had hundreds of geese here most of the winter. They are noisy, loud. Yeah. Um, so moving on with my list, I have been canning dog food. Yesterday and this morning, I've been canning some stuff, some old stuff out of the freezer that some older meat and vegetables I put together and kind of made a a soup, but with the older things. And some of them was not too bad freezer burnt, but starting to get a little freezer burn or old. And so I made a big old pot of kind of soup out of it and added a little bit of rice in it. And then I jarred that up and made dog food. And I also had 3 rabbits out there still that needed to be canned. So I've been canning dog food and rabbit for us. But the dog food, Kathy kind of got me on that. Kathy was talking about making dog treats, homemade dog treats. And I think she was going to freeze dry some stuff and make dog treats. And I thought, I hadn't made dog food in a long time. I need to make some more of that dog food. It really makes them eat their dry food better. If I put just like a couple of little spoons of that canned dog food on their dry, they will eat it up. And I can even get by with giving them a cheaper dog food by mixing some of that in with it. Let's see. Where do you get those plants? Oh, the mole plants. I got those from Boots and Bounty a couple of years ago. Boots and Bounty had some mole plant seeds. They had mole plant seeds a couple of years ago, and I got them, and I probably still have a few more. I just planted one and had a big old mole plant out of it. They're really cool looking. Also, I have heard that castor bean plants will work for that too. And this was not a castor bean plant. This was called a mole plant, and it was different than the castor bean plant. So either one of those is supposed to help. This one did help, I think, in that area. But for it to do good, I would have to plant them all over because it just helped that area where they were really bad at. But then they just moved over somewhere else. So, hey, Prepped for Eternity. Okay, I heard juicy fruit gum was good to get rid of the moles. I have not tried that either. I've heard it a lot, but I have not tried it. Made some peanut butter dog biscuits before. I tried one, a little blah, but no sugar. Yeah. Yeah, actually, I told Lee if worse come to worse and we didn't have anything to eat, we could eat this dog food because it's just stuff out of our freezer plus a little rice. Now some of the meat was older, but it wasn't really freezer burnt much. There was a few little freezer burnt spots, but not really a lot. It was just older, and I knew we needed to get it moved on. And the vegetables, same thing. And then I added rice. So I mean, it would be edible if you needed to, if you needed to eat it. He didn't like that idea. I don't think Lee liked that idea. He kind of looked at me like, "Yeah, right." He probably would starve first. Oh, okay. Let's see what else. Chicks. Oh, I saw that Anne Marie, and Anne Marie's usually on here, but I bet she's getting storms, or I bet she's getting storms. And I don't know. She might be getting things finished up before the storms. I don't know. But she was finishing up some stuff on her chicken coop that she built, and she went and got her some chicks. And don't know if y'all saw that video, but she went and got her some chicks at whatever Tractor Supply or Royal King or somewhere, and got she got like two of each kind, and I'm excited for her. And we've lost several chickens in the past year or so. We've lost several chickens. We're down to 12. And we normally keep about 17, 18, and we're down to 12. So I'm going to go ahead and go get six. And Lee had stopped there the other day and said they had Americanas, which is one of my favorites. I like having some buffs. I like having a mixed flock. I've got a few buffs, and they're always good. I've got a few Rhode Islands. They're always good. I've got those weird ones that was supposed to be something else and wasn't. And it turned out, I think they're a mix actually, but they were supposed to be something, I can't remember what, that laid a blue egg. I can't remember what it was. I had told about it before. They were supposed to lay a blue egg. Anyway, I can't remember the name that they were supposed to be, but they turned out to lay just a small creamy colored egg, tan colored egg. And they are, I believe they are maybe some kind of wine dot, silver laced wine dot or something. But they lay just a smallish kind of cream colored egg, and I'm not happy with them at all. But we did lose a couple of those recently. So Lee said they had Americanas, and I love Americanas. So I think I'm gonna get six of them. Easter eggers. I don't think I have any Easter eggers. We've got a couple that we got from Holland, Higgs Rock Farm. We got a couple from him that have the dark colored legs, and they lay a greenish egg. They may be Easter eggers, but they may be mixed too. I don't know. Some of our Americanas got mixed before with other things and still laid a blue egg, or green. But anyway, I think I'm going to get six of the Americanas and get them back going again. Do your chickens roam free? Every time we do, they tear up my flower beds and get all over my porch. Yes, they do get all over my porch. Well, I have a sign. And I don't know if my preacher's still watching, so I can't tell you what my sign says. But you're a preacher too, so or this may be Jennifer, maybe a preacher's wife. I'll say it nicely. I have a sign outside because they do get on my porch and all over my yard, and we let them free range sometimes. We let them out if we're here and gonna be here all day. We let them out. If we're not here or we're gonna be in and out and gone, we don't let them out because occasionally we've had neighbor dogs come in and get them. But I have a sign out there that has a big old rooster on it, and it says, "Caution, chicken poop," but it doesn't say poop. It says, "Caution, chicken poop everywhere." And it doesn't say poop. I wished it said poop. That would be nicer. But anyway, so yeah, I can't help you with that because we have it everywhere. And it gets all over the porch, and I don't know. There's just not much you can do about it. If you let them roam free, they're gonna be everywhere. Now, what I did do about my and the only flower I've had a problem with the chickens getting was my hostas. They will tear some hostas up. And only thing I could do about that was move my hostas on out of the way where they don't really go to. And I put my hostas around we put it on the outside, should have been on the inside of the fence that is around my herb gardens. So my raised bed herb gardens, we put a fence around that to keep the chickens out. And then we moved the hostas and we put them around the fence, but we put them on the outside. So they still go get them sometimes, not as bad. When they were up here by the house, they just tore them up. But now they're out there, but we really need to move them to the inside of the fence. Let's see. Let me go back up here and read. We used to think about that with the dog canned food. It looked better than some food in the can. I noticed Rocky, the shelter next door, has caught some moles too. He catches rabbits too. I know Anne Marie is excited to have chickens again. Yes, we have to get more this year. We are down to 6. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, we're down to 12, but they're not laying right now. We're only getting about 4 or 5 eggs a day. But I want to build back up and get more again because I was selling about 6 or 7 dozen a week there for a little while. And I would like to get built back up to where I can sell some again. Let's see. Copper Morans. I've never had Copper Morans, but I do like it. Don't they lay a really dark brown egg? I would love to have some of those. But they didn't have any. He named off what all they had at Tractor Supply, and he said Americanas. I said that's what I'm getting. I just have 4 hens, 2 roosters, and 2 guineas right now. I loved my Americanas. Really missed that hen. She would sit in my lap. Oh. Hey, Farmer Meemaw. Finally caught you. Yep. Um, yes, I miss Farmer Meemaw. And I've been seeing you on Facebook. I haven't seen you haven't done any YouTube videos, or if you have, I'm not getting your notifications. I've seen your posts on Facebook, but I haven't seen a video in quite a while. Yes, this is Jennifer. I knew that's what you were going to say. I was thinking poo happens. Yep. I like the different colored eggs, makes it fun. Yes, and people like to buy those too. That's one reason. And the kids love it. The kids love to see the different colored eggs, but people like to buy those, so that makes them sell really good to have different colors. Listen, y'all, I was selling mine for $3 a dozen when I was selling them. Of course, it's been a while. In the fall, in the late fall, mine kind of quit laying as much. I was down to just 1 or 2 eggs a day. And now they've kind of built back up to 4 or 5 a day. But somebody moved in here from Louisiana or somewhere. I think she said Louisiana. A couple has moved in here. I have not met them yet, but they are doing the homesteading thing. They don't have a channel that I know of, but she's making homemade bread and homemade butter and cheese and selling eggs. And she has the different colors. Somebody had a picture on Facebook of her eggs. $5 a dozen, and I know you can probably get that now, but I was just shocked because, of course, when I was selling mine for $3 a dozen, they weren't that high at the store, and now they're high at the store, and she's selling hers for $5 a dozen. I was like, "Oh, dang it, why aren't my chickens laying? They've gotta get busy. I could be making some money." Um, let's see. There's Kathy again. My phone died. I'm almost home. Uh, okay. Farmer Meemaw said, I haven't posted in a few months, but I filmed a big one yesterday, so I hope to be back soon. Good, because I miss you. Oh, if I was closer, we would buy eggs. We add deer corn to our chicken feed and get more eggs. Deer corn. Now, I don't know if is there a difference in we get cracked corn usually in the winter and add that to their chicken feed to keep them warm. So I don't know, but also mine always end up getting cat food. They love cat food, so they will as soon as I let them out, they will run around and find any cat food the cats didn't eat and eat that. And so then sometimes I'll throw them a handful of cat food if they're not getting out. And different things we've given them. I've tried the worms, well, the little worms. I can't even think right now. I just done a video on it, on the little worms that you can get, the dried worms you can get. I've given them that every once in a while to kind of keep them going, especially through the winter or when they can't get out. It's mealworms, but these are different. These are, somebody knows, grub terra. Grub terra. I just done a video on that. The grub terra is a different type of worm. It's not just the mealworms. It's a different type of worm that's supposed to really be good for them. I don't know. But every once in a while, I get that and give them, especially through the winter when they can't get as much good stuff. It's soldier fly larvae. Yep. Yep. Let's see. Someone at the farmer's market last year was selling for $8. Oh my goodness. Phew. I don't know how you can sell eggs for $8 a dozen. I just wouldn't eat eggs. Give them white corn, not cracked. Whole corn. Whole corn, not cracked. Intact has more protein. I did not know that. I always thought it needed to be cracked or they wouldn't be able to, you know, get it in and digest it as good. I don't know. That was just my theory. Okay. I did not know that. I've given the cracked corn in winter, but this year I just threw them cat food when it was cold. They love cat food, I'm telling you. And you can get a cheap, you can get a really like I give my cats a little bit better food than if I sometimes I buy a bag just for the chickens and I'll get the cheapest crap they got because they don't care and they love it and it's still got protein. I hope. I would too, Nancy. I haven't bought eggs in over 2 months. They are almost $7 here. Oh my word. At Food Line and $6.50 at Dollar General Market. Wow. Mm. Exactly, Barb. They are high here too. The new Secretary of Agriculture said we will see prices coming down in early spring on eggs. Good. That's good. I mean, that's good. Not good for me. I want to sell eggs, but good for everybody. I hope all prices come down. I hope gas prices will have to come down a little. I hope everything starts coming down some. Hey, Alfonso. Hope you're having a blessed day. Yes, I am. I have to work though. As soon as I get off here, I have to really get busy working. I have a lot of work to do. Um, I give mine whole corn in the winter. Okay. Cat food has a lot of protein. Cats require more than dogs. Too much protein is bad for older dogs. Well, my animals have always, and I don't know, I guess because I have so many different kinds of animals, they will eat each other's food all the time. It's crazy. My dogs will eat the cat food, cats will eat the dog food, chickens will eat the cat food or the dog food. Anyway, so can somebody get this Gixmo out of here? Gixmo needs to go, Mo. Can somebody get that? I don't know. I might can. Can somebody, one of my mods, can y'all get Gixmo out of here? So there you go. Thank you, Nancy. Um, let's see, where am I at? Chicks. I'm gonna get 6 chicks. Um, Castor oil. I have been doing the castor oil. Nancy told me about the castor oil in your eyes, and I have been trying the castor oil a drop each night in my eyes, and so it's not helping yet, but a couple other people have told me about it too. I have a friend, Kendra, that lives here close. Um, we've been friends forever, ever and ever, ever and ever. So she also told me about the castor oil in my eyes. So I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and try it. I was scared to try it because I just castor oil in your eyes just didn't sound too good to me. But she brought it up too, and somebody else brought it up, and I thought, okay, I'm going to try it. So I've been putting 1 drop in each eye of castor oil. It's a good high quality castor oil for my spots. I have not just floaters. People call them floaters, but mine are just there all the time. And some of them are dark spots, and some of them are blurry spots, and it's really making it hard to uh, read and to drive. And so I've been to the eye doctor 5 times over it. And, you know, anyway, the eye doctor kept thinking it would go away, it would fade away, but it's not fading away. And so I just put it around my eye, not in my eye. Well, she told me to put it in my eye. She told me to drop them in my eye. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing. She told me to drop them in my eye, and that's what I've been doing. And 1 drop in each eye every night. And I don't know, it's not helping yet, but somebody said keep at it, and it will eventually should help. I don't know. Someone else told me to try colloidal silver, and I'm like, in my eyes, I don't know about this stuff. I'm a little leery about putting anything in my eyes, but this is getting old. I'm to the point where I'm gonna try anything probably. Try ivermectin, not in my eye. But so anyway, I'm just sick of it. I'm to the point of trying anything. Okay. I know Black's Tropical Homestead puts it in their eyes, but not me. Well, it's really not bad. You have to go to bed and go to sleep because you can't see. It kind of makes everything blurry and you can't see for a little bit. So I do it right before I go to bed and then go to bed and go to sleep. So hope and pray that you don't go blind. You'll lose your freedom of getting around and lose trust from many friends and family. And Alfonso would know. So, yeah, I hate that Alfonso. I don't know if Alfonso is totally blind or just or legally blind and totally blind are kind of 2 different things. Sounds like it could be connected to autoimmune issues. Okay, and I have rheumatoid arthritis. So, um, the eye doctor did not connect that. The eye doctor just thought it was she said after you get 60, the um, gel or something in the back of your eyes starts coming loose. or leaking or something, and usually it calms down and settles down after a little bit, and I don't know. Anyway, no, not in your eyes, but I would try to see if it might be parasitic. Um, well, I don't think it is because, like I said, I've been to the eye doctor 5 times, and she, says it's this stuff in the back of your eyes that, but she thought it would calm down and all. But also, I take stuff for parasitic, so I take stuff for that. So I don't think it's that. I am I am with on that. I want to heal my body now. We've gone so long without the right nutrients in our body. It is going to take time to heal our bodies. Yeah. And I've been working on that, but it's so hard. It is just so hard. I've done the low carb, no sugar, high protein, the stuff my doctor told me to do, but and I'm trying to eat all better foods, like all God-made food, not processed food and all of that. But it's just so hard. It's you always end up eating something anyway, and then I'm like, I hate it after I've done it. I'm like, oh dang it, why did I eat that? But I do. Um, I'm considered legally blind. There's all kinds of strange disorders that go with rheumatoid arthritis. Yes, what was I telling y'all about? Oh, my throat. I'm always talking about how I have a really dry throat, and my dad always had a really dry throat. And I've not ever told the doctor to be diagnosed with anything for that. But I read here a while back that rheumatoid arthritis could cause that. And I was like, what? Maybe that's been it all along, and maybe that was my dad's problem. Legally blind is defined as 2200 or worse in the better eye or a visual field no greater than 20 degree. Hmm. I call that Bologna. Uh, what did you call Bologna? I missed that. I call that Bologna. Hmm. Have they checked your sugar levels? Yes, they did. Some diabetics have eye trouble and see spots. Yep, no, they checked that. That's first. That's one of the first things they checked. Yeah, about the eyes. Yeah, my corrective vision is 400, 10-degree visual field. My mom had the spots in her eyes, but it was from the retina, complications from diabetes. They gave her shots in her eye. No, no, we're not going there. Um, not going there. So she did check. She checked everything. I went to the eye doctor 5 times. I'm telling y'all, the eye doctor done checked everything. I went to the eye doctor 5 times. She checked everything. I got new glasses. We went through everything. She sent me to have an MRI. She didn't. She sent me to a neurologist who had me do a CAT scan and an MRI, and they didn't find nothing. Everything they done, they didn't find nothing. Losing weight is so complicated, yes, at our age, and with all the garbage and stress in our environments. Yep. And that's what my this lunch live was supposed to be about, healthy eating, and I started out that way, but I had other things I wanted to get in. But I really am, but it's so hard. I'm really trying to do, I've done keto, I've done different things. Keto, I actually lost weight on keto, but I kind of quit doing keto and gained a little back. And then my doctor told me to do low carb, high protein, no sugar, lots of water, and I started doing that, but I fail all the time. I fail all the time. I end up eating something. It's just so hard. I can only see the first letter on the eye chart within 5 foot. I have had floaters ever since I can remember, 6 years old, and when I went to the eye doctor at 11, they said they are just there. Yeah, that's pretty much what they've decided on mine. They're just there. Nothing we can do about it. She just kinda sent me away and said, "Come back in a year." The last time I went to the eye doctor, she's like, "I don't know." But I told y'all this before. I told this before. The last time I went to the eye doctor, she looks, she puts this thing in front of me and she looks, and she's done all the tests and all the everything. And I told her it was getting worse. And she sat down there with the thing and she looks in it, she can see them. So she sat down there that last time and looked in there and she said, "Oh, yeah, you've got quite the snowstorm going on in there." And nothing. She just said, "Hopefully they'll fade out, come back in a year." If I go through this for a year, I'm going to the mental hospital, not back here, because it drives me crazy. But anyway, Lee keeps telling me I'll get used to it, but I do sometimes. Sometimes I forget they're there. They don't fade away. I just forget they're there and kind of go on. So I guess you could say I get used to them sometimes. And then and then I think about it and go, "Oh, yep, they're still there." um, let's see. I thrived on keto and carnivore and lost weight with them, but I am an emotional eater under a lot of stress. I'm getting Jesus involved this time. Yes, yes, yes. I've talked about the book I have. I have a it's 3 books actually by that Kim Dolan Leto, and she does the God Made Food, and, she talks a whole lot about praying about it, just praying about it, just praying for God to help you eat the right things and for God to help you, and she really, if nothing else, it really helped my prayer life because it made me pray more and more and more, um, you know, every time I was hungry or every time I sat down to eat or every time I had a craving, I pray, pray, pray. And it really does help. And I need to really get back on all of that. But then I go somewhere. I have, you know, birthday parties. We have lots of birthday parties because I have 5 kids and 14 grandkids and all their spouses, and there's always a birthday party or church Wednesday night, and I don't have willpower to resist. And I really got to pray, 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 pray about it. um, Alfonso says, "I need a girlfriend to help me cheat the vision test at the DMV so I can get my driver's license." No, Alfonso, no. Otherwise, I can't see well enough to pass the vision test. No, nobody. She's 78, so doesn't qualify for a transplant. Um, the girlfriend will need to whisper me the letters on the chart. No, Alfonso. Oh, my 78-year-old mother-in-law had those shots every 3 months. Oh, goodness. Mm. I lost Cindy a year later. My brother, my older sister, is all I have left. Alfonso, forget it because DMV will not give you a driver's license. Oh, me. Yeah, that's good. Yes, that's good. Her name's Jennifer too. Jen at Farmer Meemaw is Jen. Um, and if you don't even have to buy the books, I'm just gonna tell you everything in her book. She has 3 books. The Kim Dolan Leto, and it's called God. Oh, I don't remember, but it's all about eating God made food, no processed food, and praying about praying that the Lord will help you with your health and with your eating and all that. So anyway, it's really good. I read that. I really like sweets and carbs, and that's what I can't have. And if I eat sweets and carbs, if I eat something that has carbs and sweets both together, it just makes me literally sick. Mostly sugar, white sugar just makes me feel sick. And if I eat something that's, like whatever, cake, donuts, um, cupcake, any of that that has carbs and sugar, I will just feel literally sick. But I do it. I still do it sometimes. And then I get sick and I'm like, why did you do that? Maybe if you eat plenty before the parties, it will help. Well, and for a while when I was doing keto, I would take my own stuff. I would just take my own stuff with me and not eat theirs and eat my own. But I just sometimes I don't do that. I started keto initially because a friend said every time you put bad food in your mouth, Satan wins. And I dropped carbs that day and lost 57 pounds. Wow. Hmm. I like that. I'm going to start thinking that way. Every time you put bad food in your mouth, Satan wins. I like that. Thank you. That might help me. I might write that down. I need to write that down and post that on my refrigerator and anywhere else. My mom had a friend that had to look at the red lights with binoculars. We always said, let us know when she's on the road. We will stay home. I lost a pound a day doing a candida yeast cleanse. Eat every 2 hours. Meat, tree, meat, tree nuts, and vegetables. I think you're saying. Do you need driver's license to run and operate farming equipment such as tractors and combines? No. No, you do not have to have a driver's license to operate farming equipment, tractors and combines and all. Um, no, they have even kids doing them. Kids do that. Let's see. Tree nuts. No corn, pasta, potatoes, dry beans. Keeps the body from making glucose. Kathy said that's what she's supposed to do. No, so that's no tree nuts. Is that what you said? No tree nuts, no corn, no pasta, no potatoes, no dry beans. Yeah, I do eat nuts. I do eat nuts, but they don't like me. I think I have a little bit of diverticulitis. I talked about this last Friday night. I have a little bit of diverticulitis. I can't say that word properly, but if I can eat a little bit of nuts, but if I eat very much nuts, it hurts my stomach. Um, I make bread with fresh milled grains, and I don't feel yucky after I eat them like I did with store bread, but they still make me gain weight. See, I started getting that Ezekiel bread, and it's sprouted grains, but I do think it keeps me from losing weight. And I hate that. I don't know. I don't know. I also sometimes buy keto bread, but I don't think keto bread's really all that good for you. And the Ezekiel bread is good for you, but I'm not sure that I can lose weight good with eating Ezekiel bread. I think I'm better off with no bread. So I guess a blind person should be able to operate farming equipment. Yes. Well, not if you're totally blind, but legally blind is different. And my Lee worked for a man. Him and his son were both legally blind, but they still drove. They still drove. They shouldn't have drove, but they drove, and they could do farming equipment and stuff. I mean, they could see good enough to drive, but they were considered legally blind, both of them. Anyway, I'm not encouraging you, Alfonso. I don't think you should drive. George Jones drove his lawnmower to the bar drunk. Oh, I remember that. You can have tree nuts, not peanuts, cashews, only tree nuts. Okay, only tree nuts. Okay. Golden seal is great for diverticulitis. I have just planted some golden seal. Um, okay, Lee planted it for me. We just planted some golden seal because we have bloodroot growing down our hill. And my dad used to hunt ginseng, golden seal, and bloodroot all the time I was growing up. And so at one point, Lee got a piece out of our old yard that my dad had out there and planted out here, and it's growing all down back our hill. The bloodroot is. So I wanted to get some golden seal too because it's really good for a lot of things. And so my friend Sheila at Quake Lake, Sheila, she came to the picnic last year, and she brought me some live golden seal plants, roots, and Lee just planted them. I forgot about them. They were in the refrigerator, and I completely forgot about them. And I was cleaning out the refrigerator and found them, and had him go plant them out here on our hill. So I will have some of that hopefully soon. Um, Barb, I used to work with Tammy Wynette's first husband. He was a nice guy. Hmm, that's cool. Girl, I was in the hospital for 4 days in October with sepsis from diverticulitis. It's no joke. Oh my goodness. Wow. I did not know that. I missed that. I did not know that. I put flaxseed in my oatmeal because I cannot have the gel capsule. I can't have. Flaxseed is good for the joints and it is a fiber. Okay, I have a problem with flaxseed, and maybe it's the diverticulitis, but I have tried flaxseed, and every time I eat flaxseed, the same thing. If I eat very much of it, it hurts my stomach. I used to have flaxseed, but I don't have refrigeration right now, and flaxseed goes toxic easy. Yes, it does. And that's another thing. I have flaxseed and I did not put it in the refrigerator. I had it in the cabinet, and it ruined. It was nasty, rancid. You could tell. Oof. So I got rid of that. I got some more. I need to start keeping the refrigerator, I guess, if I try it. But I probably won't try it anymore because it always ends up hurting my stomach. Anyway, always some kind of problem, right? Yes, it does, Christy, but I use it so much that I don't think it has time to. Huh. Nuts, seeds, dry beans are bad for diverticulitis. Hmm. We keep ours in the freezer. Huh. You used to keep my flaxseed in the freezer. Well, that's what I should have done. And maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I can even eat it. I might try it again and do that and see if I can eat it. I don't know. I just think I can't eat it. But I know it's good for a lot of things. I know. Yeah. And I thought about, but then it goes bad quicker, even if it's ground. I thought about trying it ground so that I might could tolerate it eating it, but then it goes bad even quicker. But not if you keep it in the freezer, I guess. So anyway, let me see what else is on my list real quick. Collaborations. Me and Kathy were talking about doing. Oh, I'm way past time, and I've got to work. Me and Kathy were talking about doing a collaboration. So if anybody has an idea for collaboration, anybody that's got a channel that has an idea for a collaboration, let us know, me or Kathy at Living Miracle Homestead. We want to do a collaboration and maybe get some other channels involved. And I always love doing those, and I just love doing those, and it kind of helps each channel. And so if anybody's got any ideas on that, let us know, and maybe we can get a collaboration going. And let's see. think that's all that's on my list. I wrote down buckets and Bibles. I was going to talk about our buckets and Bibles, but I don't remember what I was going to even say, and I've run out of time. So I'll save that for next time. The spring flowers. I used to keep spring flowers. Okay. Something with herbs. Oh, for collaboration, something with herbs or spring flowers. Ground is the only kind I use. I've heard that if you eat whole flaxseed, it will come out of you the same way it went in. So definitely not good for diverticulitis. Well, that might have been my problem too. Pressure and water. I don't remember how I used it. I think I just mixed it with. I think I just mixed it in with yogurt or something. I can't even remember now. I think I mixed it in with yogurt, and then I also put it in with like quinoa, and I mixed that in with it and made like a um, kind of a oatmeal cereal type thing, like with quinoa, and then I put some of that in there and put like Splenda brown sugar and that kind of thing. Pressure and water bath canning. That's a good idea. Something with herbs or pressure and water bath canning. Let me write those ideas down. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for the ideas. I'm going to write those down real quick. Herbs, spring flowers, canning. Christie's was ground too. Well, see, I was just doing it all wrong. Uncle Sam's cereal has flaxseed in it. Tapioca. I don't know. Okay, well, there's some ideas on collapse. So, all right, I better get off here and get busy. I'm 11 minutes past, and I wasn't going to stay long. How about something with vacuum sealing? You know, I have a vacuum sealer. I have a vacuum sealer I have never used. My daughter bought me, I hope she don't see this. One of my daughters, I kept telling I kept telling them all from now on for Christmas and birthdays and anything, I want something I can use homesteading, something I can, use. And one of my daughters bought me a vacuum sealer. It's got a whole bunch of bags with it, and I never used it. It is in the box. I just forget. I don't think about that. I'm so used to just putting stuff in baggies or canning it. And I put stuff in baggies and stick in my freezer and then end up with something that's freezer burnt. And I forget to get that thing out. I wish if I had room, I would get it out and leave it out. And then I would think of it. But it's up in a box in the top of the cabinet and I don't think about it. Yep. So funny. I know why I like it. I don't know what I would do without mine. I really need to use it. Me and Lise talked about it several times. We've talked about, oh, we need to get that vacuum sealer out and vacuum seal stuff. And then we forget. We get something that we could vacuum seal and we put it in baggies. And sometimes I double bag so that it won't get freezer burnt. Or I could just get out the vacuum sealer. I really need to get it out and leave it out so I remember. I just don't have much space. My sister gave me an Instapot. Took me 2 years to use it. Well, I've said that too. I ended up selling mine. I sold mine. I had what's the other thing? Air fryer. One daughter got me an air fryer. Another daughter got me an Instapot. I hardly ever used them. I used each one of them like twice and just never pulled them out and used them. I just do the old way for everything. And then we had a yard sale and I sold the air fryer at the yard sale. I had the Instapot at the yard sale and it didn't sell. And then somebody that had seen it came back and said, "Do you still have that Instapot?" And I sold it to her. So I have none of that anymore. I just didn't use it. Anyway, um, I have one Donnie bought me. I've used it like 2 times. I just don't think I do so old ways. I guess I just am stuck in my old ways and forget to do anything. A collab on using things we have and never use. There you go. I'm gonna write that down. I am gonna write that down. That would be funny. That would be a good one because that would be a funny one and it would be true. Kathy, do you have any things that you don't use? Um, Never use stuff. Yes. Okay. Me too. I'm like that too. My Ninja is in storage now. I have a lot of things. Okay, there you go. There's our collab. Anybody wants to get in on it? The things that we have that we never use, that we should, you know, probably should use, but forget to use. That's a good one. I like that. So we will do that. All right. Have a blessed rest of the day. I've sat here too long. Yep, getting moving. Well, I still got to sit here, but I got to work and I got to get busy. It's 15 after. All right. Thank y'all for being in here. I appreciate it. I enjoy talking to y'all. Y'all give me great ideas and you inspire me to do things that I should have been doing. Nancy has a few of those things too. There you go. That's what we're going to do. We'll do the other ones too, but we're going to start with that one because I really like that. And that might inspire people to get their stuff out and do it, right? Get on it, girl. Crack that whip. You should be working. All right. I'm going to get out of here, get busy. Thank y'all for being in here. I appreciate it. I've enjoyed it.